So, the book is finished.
Well, Christopher, if your father said he wanted you to stop, then he probably has a very good reason, and I think you should stop. But you can still be very proud of what you've written so far, because, well, this is great.
It's very short.
A lot of very good books are short.
Like what?
Like Heart of Darkness,
Who wrote The Heart of Darkness?
Joseph Conrad.
Did you like my diagram of the universe?
I did, very much.
And the map of the streets, which is very accurate, and how all the chapters are prime numbers.
I noticed that.
It's not a proper book.
Why not?
It doesn't have a proper ending, because I never found out who killed Wellington, so the murder is still at large.
Not all murders are solved, Christopher. Not all murderers are caught.
I don't like the idea that he could be living somewhere nearby, and then I might meet him and I go out for a walk at night.
I don't think that's going to happen, Christopher.
It could do. Murder is usually committed by a person known to the victim. Father said to never mention Mrs. Shear's name in the house again. Maybe that meant that he was the person that killed Wellington.
Christopher, I think you should do what your father tells you.
What happened to you the other day?
What day?
I came out again and you're gone. I had to finish all the biscuits myself.
I went away.
You gathered that.
I thought you might bring the police.
Why on earth would I do that, Christopher?
Because I was poking my nose into other people's business, and Father said to never investigate who killed Wellington. And the policeman gave me a caution. And if I get into trouble again, I'll be a lot more worse because of the caution.
You're very shy, aren't you, Christopher?
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
Christopher, I'm not going to call the police. And I'm not going to tell your father because there's nothing wrong with having a chat. Having a chat is just being friendly, isn't it?
I don't do chatting. Do you know Mrs. Shears?
No, not really. I knew him well enough to talk to on the street, but I didn't know much about him. I think he worked in a bank. The Westminster in town.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's by the train station.
Father said that he was an evil man. Do you know why he said that? Is Mr. Shears an evil man?
Christopher, why are you asking me about Mr. Shears? Is this about Wellington? Perhaps it's best not to talk about these things, Christopher.
Did he kill Mother?
What? Kill her?
Yes, did he kill her?
No, of course he didn't kill your mother.
But did he give her stress so that she had a heart attack?
Christopher, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. Did she die? Look, Christopher, I'm going to say something to you, but you have to promise me not to tell anyone.
Why not?
Christopher, if I don't explain this to you, you'll keep on wondering what I meant. And you might ask your father. And I don't want you to do that, so I have to explain why I had said what I had said, but you have to promise me not to tell anyone.
Why?
Christopher, please. Just trust me.
Promise.
Your mother was very good friends with Mrs. Shears before she died.
I know.
No, Christopher. I mean, she was very, very good friends with Mrs. Shears.
Do you mean during sex?
Yes, Christopher. Oh, Christopher, I never meant to say anything to hurt you. You see, I thought you knew. This is why your father thinks Mrs. Shears is an evil man. And this is why your father doesn't want you going around asking questions. Because you're going to upset him and bring back bad memories.
This is why Mr. Shears left Mrs. Shears. Because he was doing sex with someone else. And he's married, and so she is.
Yes, I'd expect so.
I think I should go now.
I'm sorry, Christopher.
And what have you been up to, young man?
I went to the shop to get some licorice laces and a milky bar.
For a long time.
I was talking to Mrs. Alexander's dog outside the shop.
Ah, I'll put one of those goby aloo sackfuls in the oven for you, okay?
Okay.
Christopher, are you going to tell your father about this?
No.
Have you told your father about this?
No.
Does it make you sad to find this out?
Find what out?
Does it make you sad to find out your mother and Mr. Shears having an affair?
No.
Are you telling the truth?
I always tell the truth. I don't feel sad about it because Mother's dead. Because Mr. Shears isn't around anymore. So I'll be feeling sad about something that doesn't exist and isn't real. That would be stupid.
What was your mother like? Do you remember much about her?
I remember the 4th of July, 2004. I was 9 years old. It was a Saturday. We were on a holiday at a place called Cornwall, and we were on a beach at a place called Papero. Mother was wearing a pair of denim shorts and a black tank top. And she was smoking cigarettes called Constantly, which were mint flavor. And she wasn't swimming. She was sunbathing on a towel which had red and purple stripes. And she was reading a book by George Hare called The Masquerade. And then she finished sunbathing. And she went into the water and said,
Nora, it's cold.
and she said I should come in and swim too. But I didn't like swimming. I didn't like taking my clothes off. So she said I should roll out my trousers and come in a little way. And so I did. And she said,
Look, it's lovely.
and she jumped backwards and disappeared. And I thought a shark had eaten her. And I screamed. And then she stood up in the water.
Mama, where are you? Mama, where are you?
And she held up her right hand and spread her fingers out like a fan.
Christopher, 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 come on, listen to me, Christopher, 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 listen to me. There aren't any sharks in Cornwall.
When we were in the park, Mrs. Alexander stopped walking and said, Christopher, I'm going to tell you something. And you must promise to tell your father that I told you this.
And other times she would say,
If I hadn't married your father, I think I'd be living in the south of France with someone called John. And he'd be a local handyman. You know, doing painting and decorating for people, building fences, gardening. And we had a veranda full of figs growing over it, and a field full of sunflowers at the bottom of our garden. And there'd be a town on the hill with the seeds. And in the evening, we'd drink red wine and smoke a loose cigarettes and watch the sun go down.
What is this?
it's a book I'm writing.
Did you talk to Mrs. Alexander?
Yes.
Jesus, Christopher! How stupid are you? What the hell did I tell you?
Not to mention Mr. Shears' name again, and not to go asking Mrs. Shears or anyone about who killed their bloody dog, and to stop going trespassing to other people's gardens, and to stop the bloody meticulous detective games. Except, I haven't done any of those things. I was just talking to Mrs. Alexander about Mrs. Shears because
Don't make that pull-ups, you little shit! You knew exactly what you were doing. I've read the book. Remember? What else did I say, Christopher?
I don't know.
Come on! on, you're the merry man. I told you not to go around poking your nose into other people's business. Oh, and what do? You go around sticking your nose into other people's business. You go around ringing up the past with every Tom, Dick, and Harry you bump into. What am I going to do with you, Christopher? What am I going to do with you?
Just chatting, Mrs. Alexander. I wasn't doing any investigating.
I asked you to do one thing for me, Christopher. One thing.
But I don't want to talk to Mrs. Alexander. It's Mrs. Alexander who...
I'm sorry I hit you. I didn't mean to. I love you very much, Christopher. I will never forget that. I know I lose my reputation, and I know I shouldn't. But I only do it because I'm worried about you. Because I don't want to see you get in trouble. Because I don't want to see you getting hurt. Do you understand?
That's my book.
Christopher, you understand that I love you?
Is it in the dustbin in front of the house?
Christopher, why do you have a bruise on the side of your face?
Father was angry. He grabbed me. So I hit him and we had a fight.
Did he hit you?
I don't know. I got very cross. Made my memory look strange.
Did he hit you because he was angry?
Yes.
Did he grab you hard?
Yes.
Christopher, are you frightened of going home?
No, because I need to find my book.
Do you want to talk about it anymore?
No. Because grabbing is okay. If it's on your arm or your shoulder, if you're angry. But you cannot grab someone's hair or their face. Except if you're already in a fight, then it's not so bad.
When I got home from school, Father was still at work. So I went outside and looked in the dustbin. But the book wasn't there. I wondered if Father had put it into one of those big bags in the tip. But I did not want that to be true because then I would never see it again. One other possibility was that Father had hidden my book somewhere in the house. So I decided to do some detecting to see if I could find it. I started by looking in the kitchen. Then I detected in the utility room. Then I detected in the dining room. Then I detected in the living room, and I found the missing wheel of my FX Smasher Smith BF 109 G61 under the sofa. Then I went upstairs. But I didn't do any detecting in my own room, because I reasoned that Father wouldn't hide something from me in my own room unless he was being very clever and doing what is called a double burn, like in a real murder mystery. So I decided to look in my own room, only I couldn't find it anywhere else. I detected in the bathroom, but the only place to look was the airing closet. And there was nothing in there. Which meant the only room left to detect was in Father's bedroom. I started by looking under the bed. shoes, and a comb with lots of hair in it, and a piece of copper pipe, and a chocolate biscuit, and a magazine called Fiesta, and a dead bee, and a Homer Simpson's hat and tie, and a wooden spoon, but not my book. Then I looked in the drawers on the inside of the dressing table. But these only contained aspirin, and nail clippers, and batteries, and dental floss, and a tampon, and tissues, and a spare false tooth, but my book wasn't there either. Then I looked in this clothes cupboard. In the bottom of the cupboard was a large plastic toolbox, which is full of tools for doing it yourself, but I could see these without opening the box because it was made of transparent gray plastic. Then I saw there was another box underneath the toolbox. So I lifted the toolbox out of the cupboard. The other box was an old cardboard box. It was called a shirt box because people used to buy shirts in there. And when I opened the shirt box, I saw my book was inside it. Then I heard his van pulling up outside the house, and I knew I had to think and be clever. I heard Father shutting the door of the van, and that is when I saw the envelope. It was an envelope addressed to me, and it was lying underneath my book in a shirt box with some other envelopes. I picked it up. It had never been opened. It said,
Christopher Boone, 36 Randall Street, Swindon, Wiltshire.
Then I noticed there were lots of envelopes, and they were all addressed to me. And this was interesting and confusing. And then I noticed how the words Christopher and Swindon were written. They were written like this.
Christopher Swindon.
I only know 3 people who do those circles instead of dots over the letter F. And one of them is Siobhan, and one of them is Mr. Locksley, who used to teach at school, and one of them was Mother.
Christopher, what do you want for dinner today?
Baked beans and broccoli.
Ah, I think that can be easily arranged.
I will be in my room.
Good luck.
I went up to my room, and when I was in my room, I shut the door and took out the envelope. I opened the envelope. Inside there was a letter, and this was what was written in the letter.
Dear Christopher, sorry it's been such a long time since I wrote my last letter to you. I've been very busy. I've got a new job, working as a secretary for a factory that makes things out of steel. You'd like it a lot. They have huge machines that are used to cut steel and bend steel to whatever shape they want. We moved into a new flat, as you can see from the new address. It's not as nice as the old one, and I don't really like it here in Williston, but it's easier for Roger to get to work. And we bought this one. We rented the old one. We could buy our own furniture, and we could paint our own walls. You still hadn't written to me yet, Christopher. So I know you're still angry at me. I'm really sorry, Christopher. But I still love you. And I'd really love it if you could send me a letter. Lots and lots of love. Your mom.
Christopher, I've got to go out.
Why?
It's an emergency. My stadium's house has been flooded. I gotta go on a fix.
It's really heavy.
It is.
The rain collects white spots.
Christopher, if I go out, will you be okay?
Yes, I will. Because no one's around. Because everyone stayed indoors.
Good. Good luck. Behave yourself, yeah?
Yes.
So I went into his bed and opened the cupboard and lifted the toolbox off the top of the shirt box and opened the shirt box. I counted up the letters. There were 43 of them. They were all addressed to me in the same handwriting. I took one and opened it. Inside was this letter.
Dear Christopher, I'll try to explain this to you, although you might not understand any of this.
We had a lot in common. And then we realized that we were in love with one another.
And I said I couldn't leave you. Roger felt really sad. But he understood. You were very important to me.
And you started to shout, and I got cross, and I threw the food across the room, which I know I shouldn't have done.
And you grabbed the chopping board and you threw it at my foot. And I broke a few toes.
And afterwards at home, your father and I had a huge argument.
And I couldn't walk properly for a month. And your father, he had to take care of you.
And I remember looking at the two of you and seeing you together and thinking how you were really different with him. Much calmer.
And I felt so sad because it seemed like you didn't need me at all.
And then I realized that you and your father were probably better off if I wasn't living in the house.
And Roger asked me if I wanted to come with him.
And it broke my heart, but eventually I decided it would be better for all of us if I went.
And so I left with him.
And I meant to say goodbye.
I rang your father. I told him I'm leaving, but he couldn't. He couldn't let me talk to you. He said he was very angry that I did what I did.
He said I was being selfish and that I was never to step foot in the house again.
So I haven't.
I wonder if you can understand any of this. I know it will be difficult for you.
I thought I did what was best for all of us. And I hope it is.
Christopher, I never meant to hurt you.
Sorry. Lots and lots of love. Your mom.
Christopher? What the hell are these? Oh shit. Oh Christ. I'm sorry. I was in such a mess. I don't know how to explain it. It was so complicated. So I said, she went to the hospital. It got out of control.